Hi everyone, my name is Julie. Thank you so much for watching. I am turning off my fan. Okay. I am doing a chit chat get ready with me. What? I know. This is my first time trying it. Someone asked that I do this, so I was like, well, I've never tried it before. It seems challenging. Let's do it. Because why not? If it fails, meh. It fails. So, I am getting ready for game night with girlfriends. It is a little later in the day, the sun is setting, I might squint a little bit, but that's the reality of it. So I'm not gonna go super crazy, I'm gonna go a little bit more natural, but it's kind of my everyday look. It's glowy, let's just put it that way. It's summer, I sweat, it's gonna be a little glowy. So the first thing I always do, hands down, is I prime, and so I'm currently using the Too Faced Primed and Poreless Skin Smoothing Face Primer. I like this. It's not my favorite, but it does do a good job of priming like the pores around your nose. I don't have super big pores, and this isn't the most, this isn't the strongest primer I have ever used, but I really focus it and push it into those pores, especially like right here. Right at first, I really stick it in there. And then I go on my nose. I don't know, what have you guys been doing this summer? I feel like I've been in a bit of a rut this summer to start off with. I know we're just at the beginning, but I am intrigued. What are you guys up to? I've been doing a lot of walking. Like in Germany, walking is really big, and there are lots and lots of trails around where I am since I'm in the country. You can walk through all the farm fields. Like, you know in the States how like they have all these don't trespass signs? It's not really a thing here in Germany, at least not near where I am. So you can kind of walk wherever you want, which is nice. But like one time I also walked for 5 hours by accident. I walked for about 2 hours and I was like, oh, I should go home. Like I had to go to the bathroom, of course. And then I was like, but do you really want to go home? I was like, no, I'm gonna walk a little bit longer. Yeah, okay, so at like 3:30, I look at my phone to go back to my house and it was like, you are an hour and a half away. Darn, I have to pee outside. I had to pee really badly. I was just like, oh, gosh darn it, seriously? Well, okay then, why not? You know, listen. That was fun. Not really fun because I didn't actually have any water with me, but walking is cool around here. I'm going to go in with the L'Oreal Paris Infallible Pro Glow in the shade 207 Sand Beige. Did I bring out my sponge? I did bring out my sponge. I'm currently using any sort of sponge that's shaped like this. I like the Ulta one. This happens to be an actual beauty blender. This is the black one, which is the Pro one. I don't like it as much as the original, but it works. I'm not going to complain. It's 20 bucks, so just do a little of this, a little of that, a little of this, that. I'm almost ready. That counts, right? Yeah. I'm gonna I've got a little side mirror here. Now you beat your face as hard as you can. I like this L'Oreal Pro Glow. It's not full coverage, it's a nice medium coverage. Did they say that it's full? No, they say it's medium, good. Okay, because I was like, I still see my freckles through it, which I actually like. I like the fact I can see my freckles, and I like the fact that it's a little dewy. I will say that mine's getting kind of old, and the SPF in here, there's SPF 15, is probably going bad like this summer. So I want to make sure I use it up. This is in my, what project pan is this in? I forget. Oh, my Summer Movie Madness. So, see, it gives just like a nice evening of the skin. I've got freckles on my cheeks here, and I am not going to do concealer. I'm not in love with any concealer at the moment. So, and my friends don't care that I'm a little tired. It's fine. Doesn't matter. So, my other big thing this summer that I'm going to do is I get to go on a little trip. I'm so excited about it. This is the Ulta Double Duty Wet and Dry Pressed Powder Foundation. I'm in the shade medium, and I am going with my sister to Norway. Super excited about that. This is a Birchbox brush. They're a big powder brush. And I'm so stinking excited. I've heard wonderful things about Norway, and when I lived in Washington State, I went to Alaska and I loved Alaska. I had a great time there. I was on a cruise, and so I'm hoping that I'm going with my sister and not on a cruise. I get to do some hiking around the fjords, and I'm so excited for that. Going to Bergen, I don't know how you pronounce it, but I'm really excited about hiking. I really do I like short day hikes. I can do overnights, but I'm not in the shape I used to be in. I used to be able to do 10, 15 miles a day hiking, and then I decided that maybe that was not for me. And I just haven't done it as much. Next, I'm using my phone. Hello, how are you doing? This is the IT Cosmetics Airbrush bronzer brush, number 114. I really like it because it's super dense, and it just picks up this pixie bronzer really well. This is the summertime, also in my movie madness. Look at that dip, by the way. Yeah, you're getting some sneak peeks. I know you know. And I just bring it on the outside of my face. I got a big forehead, so it's not contouring. I don't contour. Too lazy to contour. But I do that. And then I go underneath my chin. So Norway's gonna be really fun. And I got 2 older sisters, and one is currently pregnant, so she's not coming with, but the other one was like, let's go to Norway. It was either that or Ireland, and I really want to go to Ireland too, but my husband also wants to go to Ireland, and since this is a girl trip, I decided to pick Norway, which, he would love to go to. Clearly, how many people get to go to Norway in their life? I don't know, have you been to Norway? Is there a particular Norwegian thing I'm supposed to do? There's something about fish, isn't there? Are you supposed to eat fish? What is it, pickled fish? Ugh, doesn't that sound gross? I don't know, I've never had it. Maybe it's delicious. Maybe it tastes like cotton candy. I don't know. The blush I'm going to be using is the Too Faced Love Flush Baby Love Blush. Again, that Summer Project pan. Just do a little of this, a little of that. I do like this blush. It's not a super exciting blush, but it's a good everyday blush because it doesn't take a whole lot to blend it out. There's no shimmer or anything in it. It's just super natural. Haha, super natural. I've actually never seen that TV show. Isn't that crazy? Oh, I'm sweating without the fan on. Oh. Ding. Alright, face is almost done. I just have the highlighter left to do. Highlighter. Okay, I've been doing something weird, you guys. Weird but good. Good in a weird way, weird in a good way. So I've been taking my Mario palette, and I've been taking the shade 5th Ave. And I've been using that as my highlight, and I'm using this Wet n Wild fluffy crease brush. Oh, by the way, my last brush that I used, this is the IT Brushes for Ulta Love Beauty Fully, and this is their foundation brush. What number are you? There it is. The Buffing Mineral Powder Brush, excuse me, not a foundation brush technically. But it looks really good for a blush. It's a little bit of a denser brush, and this one is nice and loose. So I do just right there, yes. Yes, get it. What? Love that. This isn't my favorite highlight, but since I am trying to use up these eyeshadows, I figured, and the palette of course is not going as fast as I was hoping, because it'd be nice to eventually finish a palette at one time. Look at that, gives you great highlight, right? Alright, face is done. Just for lips, because I have to do lips next. This is the Nude Sticks Lip and Cheek Palette in the shade Ripe. I'm going to put this all over my lips. Since this is a cream, I don't use it as a blush because you guys know I'm not in love with cream blushes, but I think for a lipstick, it's so creamy and so buttery, and it's full of pigmentation. I think it looks really nice. Like, look at the shine on this end of my lip. Isn't that nice? I think that's what I mean, that's something I look for in a lip product. Because now I'm following the train of everything being, you know, shiny. Whatever, listen. So I'm really excited for Norway. I've also realized I've now been in Germany for an entire year. Can you believe it has been an entire year? I'm taking the Lorac Behind the Scenes Eye Primer. I cannot believe it's been that long. You know, I arrived here in June. It is June now. And, you know, it's funny. I've traveled so much in the past year. Like, the new countries I've been to is Germany. So I've been to the Black Forest. I've been down to Garmisch, which is where the Zugspitze is, which is the highest mountain in Germany. I hiked the Alps in Liechtenstein. I've been able to go to Venice, and I went to Lake Como in Italy. I went to Prague. I went to the Alsace region of France, which was super fun. I've been to Amsterdam. Where else have I gone? Oh, of course, I've been to Austria. I got to go to Salzburg and Venice, which was really fun. That was a trip I took last year with my sisters. So much fun. I've been to the Harten Mountains of Germany, which is like kind of center-ish. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. But now I'm going to take the eyeshadow quad, this Ulta one in the shade In the Buff, which is just the matte one. Yes, I did repress it. Good spotting. Another one in my summer project pan. Oh, I think I'm gonna hit pan again. See if I'm gonna hit it this time. It's really powdery now that I've repressed it. I'll put that all over the lid. I'm using a Real Techniques. What are you? No, a Sonia Kashuk brush. It's in one of their specialty kits. This is like from 2 years ago, the Christmas. And I've just traveled so much, so I'm hitting a lot of the places I want to go. My husband's never been to Paris, so I want to take him to Paris. Oh, I went to London. I also went to London. Of course I went to London. I mean, I actually, at a certain point, was like, I just need an English speaker on me because my German is not as good as I wanted it to be at this point. So I thought it'd be easier to learn German, but since all the Germans know English, they hear my accent and they're like, she's English, or she's American, or, you know, clearly German is not her first language, so we're not going to allow her to butcher our beautiful language with her attempting to speak. So, I thought I'd be further along in my German, but alas, I am not. I'm taking the IT Cosmetics brush in the shade, or in the brush, I don't know, but it's a fluffy crease one. And I'm going to go again into that Mario palette, and I'm going to take the shade Lula, which is this matte over here. Oh, I also did a beer spa in Pilsen. What is that country called? Oh my god, why am I forgetting? Where Prague is. Czech Republic. Oh my god, look at that. Yeah, isn't that gross? Yeah, I like totally pull on my lid. I know, it's gross. It's okay. And, oh, I've also been to Greece. And then my cruise went to Greece, and then we did Dubrovnik. So I've done Croatia. I have hit so many places. I'm so happy that I've been able to travel as much as I have been. Oh, that's really fun. But I did think I was gonna learn German better. Like, I'm not a fabulous student with languages. I actually find language very hard. I also have a hard time in English. So I think that's coming over to how much hard time I'm having in German. Like, the syntax is just, oh, and my accent really is horrendous. It really is just the worst. I slowly build up, really focusing on this outer edge, and I look down while doing it so I can really get into that crease. Now I'm looking. You guys see okay? How am I doing for my first time for my chit chat reading with me? Is it good? Is it bad? Is it boring? Let me know. I don't ever have to do one of these again. I'm not a makeup artist, obviously. I'm a museum professional who just happens to like makeup. So they don't work in a museum here in Germany. But again, my German is bad. I'm dipping right into Isabel, which is the warm brown crease shade. I'm gonna do the same thing there. There's still so many places I want to visit though. Like, I really want to go to Florence in Italy. I really want to go and see Pompeii. Oh my God, I'm so excited to go to Pompeii. My husband needs to go to Paris, as I was saying. I want to go to Normandy. I know that's such an American thing to do, but like, I'd really like to see where D-Day happened. You know, it happened last week on June 6th. And you know, it's a big deal in US history and world history if you like military history, which I don't particularly care about, but you know, it's still interesting. You gotta admit, it's still interesting that, you know, it basically changed the outcome of World War II, the fact that Canada, Great Britain, France, Australia, the United States all worked together for a major invasion. Go back in with Lula here. Of France to fight the German army. I mean, like, that's a big deal. That's like a lot of people and a lot of logistics, and the fact that, you know, some beaches were easier to win than others. That looks good. I just think it's absolutely fascinating. What do I want to do next? Okay, this came out of a Birchbox. I have no idea what this is. It's just a little pink brushy here. I'm gonna dip into Kim. Feeling warm today. It's so hot. I'd like to go back to Croatia. Some of my friends from back at home were telling me that Croatia is super cheap for like a beach vacation, so I think that'd be really fun. I think it'd be really fun to go to Majorca. I've heard that is a fun summer place to go to. My husband really wants to go to Barcelona and Spain, so I'm sure at some point we'll hit that. I heard Lisbon is amazing in Portugal. I swear, the more you travel, the more you run into people, and the more they're like, you should go here and here and here. I've run into so many people, not even like Americans, but people like world citizens that have told me that Krakow in Poland is fantastic. And I'm like, Krakow? Really? Like, I don't know anything about Krakow. And they're like, yeah, it's like really fun. I was like, really? Okay then. So I do want to go to Poland. I've done the whole Polish pottery shopping thing because one of my girlfriends wanted to do that. She's like a collector of Polish pottery. I didn't even know what Polish pottery was before I moved here, but she's like, oh, it's so beautiful. And I was like, oh, okay. What I'm doing is I'm just taking a little bit of Violetta, this dark matte, and darkening out my outer V here. I'm using an e.l.f. brush. What is it called? The blending eye brush. And I just kind of put it just on this outer V here. Whoa. Oh, that got powdery real fast, didn't it? We're just going to pretend like that looks fantastic, okay? Okay? You're good with that? You good with pretending with me? Great. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yes, I pull on my eyes. I have hooded eyes. If I don't pull on them, they go crazy. Where do you guys recommend that I go? Like, what countries do you find the best? Oh, I've also been to Munich, of course. So I have to go to Berlin. I did Oktoberfest last year. And I was just like, yeah, okay, I'll do Oktoberfest. I feel like I'm hitting like all like the crazy American things to do in Germany. I mean, there are lots of little festivals too. Like, there are lots of festivals, like beer festivals, jazz festivals. You know, they have antique markets. I'm actually going to an antique market this weekend, and I'm super excited about that. My husband told me I can get some German furniture, and I'm like, I will buy German furniture. Like, I want German antique furniture. Actually, I don't particularly care what country it's from. I just want European antique furniture. And antique, I mean like 50s. Not that old. Cool. Eyes are almost done. I got one more thing to do. Where's my little, yeah, this is what I want. Okay, so I bought the Tarte unicorn brushes. I realize these are gimmicky, but they're beautiful, so I'm getting over it. I'm gonna go back into Fifth Ave and take just a little bit of this shimmer, and I'm gonna put it right on the inner third of my eye. Yeah, I like that. Okay, that's like the little finishing zhuzh. eye makeup. But yeah, where else do you guys suggest I go? Before I met my husband, before I moved to Germany, I did go to Hungary and I went to Budapest and that was fun. I might go back there. The baths were the best part, like the hot springs, they were definitely the best part of that trip. Plus we went on the Hungarian Independence Day and that was really fun to do like an actual like German festival. We were like the only English speakers there, which was fantastic. Yeah, where else should I go? I don't know. The world is so big and there's so many places to go. I'm going with my Wet n Wild eyeliner. This is in the shade Don't Leave Me, another one from that summer movie Project Pan. And like my husband wants to do Iceland, but I hear Iceland is really stinking expensive. So I don't know how I feel about that. Like, I don't know. Are there other places in France you think I should go? Like, in the Alsace region, oh, look, I messed up my eyeliner. We did a wine tour on the wine road. What do they call it? The Coup de Vie? The Road of Wines? La Rue de Vie? Something like that. And that was fun. I'm not like the biggest wine drinker. I mean, I like it. Yes, I know I'm tugging on my eye. I'm sorry. I messed up this eyeliner, so now I'm like paranoid I'm gonna mess up this one. I'm trying to get close to the lash line, but this particular liner doesn't really like hugging my lash line. And because it's a little bit lighter, because it's a green instead of a black, it kind of looks like it never really there. And then I put too much on and it's like, boom! And I'm like, oh God, why do I do this to myself? But it's okay. My friends still love me. They won't hate me for messing up my eyeliner. Only for a few hours anyway, so whatever. Mascara. Okay. I'm using a mascara cocktail because I don't really like either of these mascaras by themselves. I have the Bountiful Lash Fortifying Mascara from Ulta. This has a plastic wand. This is the one I like better of the two. But I am not a fan of those plastic bristles. I find them too far apart. So I do that first because it lengthens my lashes, and then I do the Maybelline Great Lash Big. And this is running out, but this is a volumizing one. But you see how far apart those bristles are? It looks clumpy, and I don't want clumpy lashes. So I just do both. So I'm gonna start with the Ulta one to get length. Mascara face, right? Everyone has their mouth open while doing it. So I'm thinking after Norway, my next trip might be the beer spa again, because that was just really fun to sit in hops while drinking beer. It was like, the one in Prague is the touristy one to do, but the one in like Pilsen, while still touristy, was like mostly Europeans. And it's funny, now when I think of tourists, I think of like Americans and Asian tourists, whether they're from China or Japan. Not Korea as much, but China and Japan. Definitely China, the ones that travel in the big buses. And they come in like big tour groups. Not that Americans and other cultures don't do that, but there's something about the Chinese that do that, and I'm just like, that's a touristy thing to do. Like if I see a whole bunch of them, I'm like, okay, I'm in like a good tourist spot. But if they're not there, I'm like, huh. And it's like all Germans that are there. If I find a German spot or an Austrian spot or like a Russian spot, I know I'm in a good spot. I know it's like not as touristy as other places. All right, so now it's time for the Maybelline mascara. And this one I think is running out because it's starting to get a little flaky. It's not horrible yet, but I do look for like good volume in my lashes. I really like volume. I could really care less about length. I think I'm pretty lucky on the lash side of things. Like everyone can use more volume and definition, but length is hard actually to build. I don't know. When you guys travel Europe, What countries do you find yourself surrounded by for like the tourists that are there? I find that it happens to do with guidebooks. Like I use Rick Steve a lot, which is an American guidebook company. And when I use Rick Steves, pretty much the places he recommends are all Americans. Like that's just what it is. What am I looking for? Brows, that's what I'm looking for. Essence Make Me Brow. I've come back to it. Still good. So I'm sure that like Italian guidebooks and German guidebooks, they recommend different places, different restaurants, different hotels. See, isn't that nice? Like it just goes right in. Boom. Brow is done. Love it. I love how fast this is. I don't know why guidebooks are by like... I know why they're by language, but it is funny how they don't always recommend the same places to eat. But I guess that's good, right? Because every culture has a different opinion on like what good service is and what good food is. And you would think it'd be across the board, but it can be different. Like, does every guidebook recommend the Hofbrauhaus in Munich? I don't know, but when I go in there, I swear it's like 50% American. Oh, got a little bit under there. Cool. Boom. That's all I do to my brows. Super easy. Brush them through, get them into place, hope for the best. All right, last step. Can you believe we're done? Yeah, it takes me about, I'm looking at the time, 20, 25 minutes to do my makeup. Normally I'm faster when I'm not talking. Mac Fix Plus. Nothing but. Here we go. I'm weird. I do half pushes. Oh, it's so good. What is it about this? It just feels so nice. Everyone's like the smell. I don't smell anything. But I just get that nice dewiness to my skin. I got the glow from the highlighter. You saw I just put it right down the bridge of my nose. Boom. I'm ready for game night. What do you think we're going to play? I'm hoping Jenga. I love Jenga. I also really like catchphrase. Catchphrase is like super fun for me. I love guessing. I'm really good at like guessing games. If it's like pop trivia, I know nothing. I don't know singers, I don't know movies, I don't know actresses, actors. Like anybody who's famous, I don't know. If you ask me a name like Backyard Birds, I got you. I know my backyard birds. And here's the final look. This is what she looks like. Well, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'm off to game night. I hope you have a great night. I'll see you in my next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.